to me, to you. Together we become new. It's written for us to take your power back. It's time to take your power back. Do what you want to do. The choice is up to you. It's up to you. It's time to take your power back. Do what you want to do. The choice is up to you.
My life is a living testimony. Like, my God. I'm gonna turn this music down. Looking out for the elders, taking care of the poor. Love covers all faults. Give me more. I'm pure. I've endured. I earned it. I yearned. I learned. Self-preservation is the first law. Knowing y'all. Healthy boundaries. Balance everything. I did a ayahuasca ceremony. A couple years ago, I went to Peru. And I did an ayahuasca ceremony, and in the ayahuasca ceremony, I saw my father being molested by his father. I saw my grandfather, who raised me, molesting his son. I seen it was just so vivid. And at the end of the ceremony, they say that if you've had a successful journey with the ayahuasca, you should see the Great Mother. And they say that the Great Mother will appear to you as a black woman. So at the end of the 5-day journey with the ayahuasca, I saw a shop, and she had honey blonde hair, like a perm almost, like a hood chick. And she was smoking a joint. It looked like a tobacco, because that's what we were smoking. We weren't allowed to smoke weed because it said it would interfere. So had to have a clean diet, no salt. Everything was saltless. So at that time, when I was seeing these things, the Great Mother say all men molest their children. And today, I was just reaching out to the Great Mother and talking to her, and like, Mom, remember who you are, move these clouds. She said, I haven't lost my power. It's you that lost your power. So I had to surrender everything. I say, nothing belongs to me. Nothing belongs to me, not even this body. I surrender my spirit. I surrender my soul. Everything belongs to you, Mama. And so as I was rejoicing, I started thinking about my own mother and the reason why we don't have a relationship. And so then I began to be shown why, the root of it, because I'm like, man, what have I did to my mama for her to hate me? And so I was shown that when I was a baby, my father molested me. And my mom saw it. But she was told not to say nothing, because that's what females do. They cover up for molesters and pedophiles. So she was told not to say nothing by her own mama, which is my blood, my maternal grandmother, and also my father's mother. She was told not to say shit. So what they did with Dad is they put him on medication and said, oh, he's bipolar schizophrenic. And I witnessed my father. He suffered his whole life. I mean, suffered. And I would speak to him, and He tell me about things he see, and I know it's real. Like the helicopters, they on me. All that. Like, Dad, I believe you. I believe you. But because he had a title as a bipolar schizophrenic since the age of 16, is when my dad, from what he said, was put on medication. And that's what I heard today as I was worshiping the Great Mother in spirit and in truth. And I reached out to my mom. I was in tears. I cried. I'm crying. So I said, I ain't finna text. I ain't got time to be doing all this text. Let me just call. I called her, and it's like she picked up the phone and hung up. And so I texted her and I said, I know what happened, Mama. I know what happened to me as a baby, Mama. And you were told not to say anything when you saw my father molesting me. And so your idea of love has been misconstrued. You don't really know what love is, because the one person that was supposed to protect you and protect me, your own mama, told you not to say shh. And I said, we were molested by the same man, Mama. That's what I said to her in the text message today, just now, which is my grandfather. I love my grandfather. But I gotta be honest. I remember they took me to the hospital. I was about 4 or 5 years old. And my grandfather was under question. Like, you know, my whole family in the emergency room. I remember this shit so vivid. And so the doctor came back and said, well, she has a floating hernia. And then after my ayahuasca ceremony and a shot say all men molest their children, I did some research. I just Googled doctor's life for men who molest children. And sure enough, an article came up. And so the doctor lied for my grandfather, because they seen all the family in the emergency room to spare his fucking life, because doctors molest children too. And doctors lie. So all men molest their children. I was molested by my own father. The matriarchs of my family, both the father and the mother side, told my mama not to say shit. And so me and my mother, we have some serious healing to do, because I just want, like, why she hate me so much, man? I signed my record deal back in 2008. I bought my mama a business. I bought her a car. I set her up. I did all I could for my mom. She didn't raise me. My grandparents raised me. So I know, because my mom was strung out on drugs. That shit fucked her up, man. And that's why my mother went to fucking crack. It's just coming to me. Why she started smoking crack? Because of what she witnessed her baby girl go through. And then motherfuckers telling her to shut up about it. Don't say a word about it. And my mother had to live with that all her life, because she loved her mama. And the family that I come from, you respect your mama, baby. Period. Mama is always right, even when she wrong. So I reached out to my mom, and I'm beginning the healing process with my mom. I remember a prophet. I used to fuck with this nigga. He was an apostle in the church. Apostle Reese. We got invited to a church in Chicago. Apostle Lord Michael Hunt was his name. He said, you gonna save your mama. That's what he said to me. He was prophesying. He said, baby, he said, you are God's prophetess. You gonna save your mama. And you know how I'm gonna save my mama? I'm gonna save my mama with the truth. Yeah, mama. It's healing time. It's healing time. It's time for the children to return to mama. We are all mama's children. Ladies, you have children. Do not sacrifice your children to men. It's not worth it. Because in the end, he still ain't gonna love you, baby. Put your children first. Children are a gift from the Great Mother. It's written in her word. And so as I was crying out to mama and it coming to me that nothing belongs to me, not even this body, my soul, my spirit, mama, it all comes from you. Don't sacrifice your children because there will be hell to pay. Those children are not yours. They are the great mother. They are the great mother's children. And we are commanded and demanded to take care of mama's babies. I love y'all. As I continue my journey, I'm going to share because it's time to walk in spirit and in truth. Ain't nobody coming to save us. It's healing time. It's healing time. Take charge of your life. Stop giving your glory to men. Stop giving the glory of the great mother to men. You carry the seeds of life, mama. Your eggs are fully developed fetuses, mama. This is why the transgenders want your wombs, mama. This is why, mama. They are getting womb transplants, mama. You better wake up because there is a war against the divine feminine. But as the great mother began to move the fake ass clouds out of the way, and I'm like, mama, I'm treating her, talking to her like she ain't got no power. She say, baby, I ain't never lost my power. She started moving, blow. I say, blow your wind, mama. She blew the clouds out the way, and the angels was holding back the other ones, and all type of shit going on Lincoln Beach, baby. Mama say, I never lost my power. I never lost my power. That's what mama said. She said, you lost your power. You forgot who you are. You better remember who you are. Mama say we had 3.5 years to prepare for the Great War. Every year, 400,000 black women and girls go missing. They're harvesting our wombs, ladies. And so now, they've been putting our wombs in the trannies. Where do you think they're getting them from? Y'all better remember who you are. Stop giving your power away to men who do not love you. They were not created to love you in a romantic way. You birth men. They are your sons. Tap into yourself. Tap in with yourself. Self-love is the highest vibration. Stop expecting somebody to love you and you don't even love yourself. You're going to attract what you give yourself. So if you feel like you ain't worthy, you're going to attract motherfuckers who treat you like shit. Self-love is the highest vibration. And all that loving your enemies, baby, that's that New Testament shit. The scriptures say to seek the old paths. The old paths say an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. So when I go to court in a couple days and I tell these motherfuckers, I demand you to dismiss this case and discharge the debt, and they tell me, no, what death and destruction to you. To all of my enemies. Period. I'm walking in my power. Nobody is coming to save me. You better pick up your mantle, ladies. And fellas. Because they're going to take the men out first. They're going to kill the men first. I already told y'all this last year. They taking out the men first. So if you live in a lie, that means you ain't vibrating high. How can you vibrate high, live in a lie? The two don't go together, baby. I love y'all. Shalom.